and I wanted to stay for the questions, but firstly I have to thank the Honourable Graham Ingerson, who has shown extraordinary good nature and generosity in coming and speaking to us this evening. Thank you. I'm pretty disappointed that the other debaters didn't come, because I was really looking forward to hearing them singing from the Standard Developers song sheet. And I wanted to tease that all out in my rebuttal, because being an old hand, I've heard it all before. I've heard it from 40-metre high koalas that you enter through a pouch with didgeridoo playing to have a fauna park. I've heard about the Museum of Childhood with a recreation of John Martin's, the helipads, the Commonwealth Games village. It's all been on the cards, and the arguments are always the same. It doesn't matter whether they're rapacious developers or well-meaning enthusiasts or any kind of chancellor in between. They all have the same arguments. They all start with the straw man argument. The NIMBYs, the North Adelaide Silvertails, the people who don't want the peasants to come and play in their parklands. It's always the same nonsense. We've heard it all before, and we don't need to hear it again because it's absolutely silly. They always also have this fig leaf argument. And the fig leaf they usually use, which is to hide the rude bits, to hide the nasty corporate centre. The fig leaf is you go for the hard luck story. It's usually the Aboriginal Sports Academy, or maybe the school groups. And this time, what have they got? Those boys have done themselves proud. They've got women's AFL. Isn't it smart of them? That's the fig leaf. The other thing they just pull out every time, and I'm not even going to get into the weeds of the delusion of the footprint argument. I don't even want to get into the argument because it's about ideology, it's about principles, and it's about morals. But I'll just say something about the footprint. If you've ever heard their footprint, they count the footpaths, they count carport. Like the wine centre, they added up the footprint of a couple of derelict little domestic-sized greenhouses and a potting shed, and lo and behold, the wine centre has a smaller footprint. It is nonsense. But we don't want to get into that detail and that argument, because that obscures the fact that it is wrong. It is parkland, it is public land, it is not cheap development land. And when we try to respond to their really dodgy consultations, we can't get a grip of it. It's so tenuous, it's so ephemeral, it's so movable. There's an absolute, what I call the data deficit, because they don't want to tell you too much, and it keeps changing. We're saving so many square metres, we've got a different group, it's going to be community, it's going to be a sports hub, it's going to be this. They like to keep it loose, and the old argument, don't worry, we're listening to the consultation. When you say what you want, we'll match it. Anything you want, we will do, because we want the free land. And while they're sort of trying to put out these glossy pictures, they love the glossy pictures, they always then say it's going to be the best in the world class. There's nothing like it anymore. Well, of course there's not. Do you think they're stupid enough to put it in Central Park? Do you think they'd put it in the Bois de Boulogne? Do you think they'd put it in Regent's Park? Nobody there is daft enough to put a corporate headquarters in the middle of their green space. With the budgetary smarts on the Adelaide City Council. But if I hear anybody else telling me that the swimming pool is sending them broke, they're bleeding, they're losing money, I just might lose my mind. Because the reality is, it is a public asset that has to be paid for, and if they're spending as a subsidy, not a loss, a subsidy, $800,000 a year to keep that swimming pool open, and their annual budget's around 200 million. You don't have to be a maths genius to work out that is 0.4% of their annual budget. Not 0.4% before they say, oh, it's derelict, it's functional, they put a new roof on it. Don't they have any kind of fund for their infrastructure to maintain the building? Are they completely incompetent? And now they say it might cost 5, it might cost 10, it might cost 20 to do it up over the next 5, 10, 15 years. Well, let me tell you something. Whatever the council spends their money on, as in any government, it is a choice. Has anyone been to the Hanging Gardens of Gawler Place? Well, I never. Look at that. 21 million for 50 metres of street. The Hanging Gardens of Gawler Place. To pay rather than running a public amenity. And they're a local government. Where are our sports facilities? Have we got public tennis courts? Have we got squash courts? Have we got health centres? What do they invest in our health? They invest $800,000 in a swimming pool, 0.5% of their budget. With a budget of only 90 million, invests 300,000 in their outdoor summer pool, which is open 6 months of the year and has only a small number, 100,000 visitors. We get at least 750,000, and there's a lot of use of that pool. It's not just the North Adelaide Silvertails, it's the punters from northern suburbs. Tells us that why should they pay rates for the northern suburbs? I'll tell them why. Because we're better than that. We're a capital city. And capital cities invest in their state and they get supported to do it. And I'm outraged that we don't. And of course they use this argument about activation. God, don't you love it? As if well, I can tell you there are 700,000 or 800,000 people going to that pool now. That's a pretty active little corner of the parklands. But what do they want to activate it with? Oh, the corporate headquarters. What does that mean? Now, I don't know how many people work at the Crows because it's not on their website. But if you look at the other AFL clubs, they'll tell you. And even the poorest AFL clubs will tell you they've got at least 200 staff working. Some of them 130, 140. And I looked up some research, 8,375 people work for the AFL clubs. Now, if you divide that by 18, because I'm a mathematical whiz and I know there are 18 clubs, it comes out to at least 400 staff on average. Now, I don't know what the Crows, what their staff count is, because they keep it a secret. It's not on the website, and I spent hours looking. But believe me, what will be the activation? It will be 400 cars parking on the parkway. And what's more, those people will be driving through, and we know the model of the AFL, we know the Crows and this Port House model at the Oval, we know how much they activate the city. They don't let a single dollar bleed out of that Oval. They trap every coffee shop, every restaurant, every venue hire, every wedding. They will never let a dollar out. And this nonsense that the money will drift like osmosis into O'Connell Street is laughable, because that is not their business. Headquarters there, I can tell you the only benefit to O'Connell Street will be the traffic driving through, and we'll have a city with a car within a car park rather than a city within a park. While I'm talking about the economic boost to the city, I do agree with them. You know, we're a medical state, we're not in a very good position, we want buildings, we want development, we want the tradies to have jobs. They're absolutely right, there will be a massive injection of funds by building something, but it will be the same injection if they build it in Walkerville. Or Bone, it doesn't have to be in the parklands, we're not that stupid, are we? The other issue about the economic boost that we've got to mention is there are people with land, real businessmen, genuine property owners in the city, in Walkerville, in Prospect, who could sell their land if we weren't so stupid as to give them free land. I've heard these snake oil merchants coming at us for years. So what's special about the Crows? There's something really special about this mall. They're cashed up. They're big corporate operators. They're a national franchise. They've got the money, they've got the clout, they've got the media in their pockets, they've got the council for all I know. They've certainly got the government. They've managed to get money out of the feds. They are very dangerous because they're a massive media machine. The one thing I'll say about them is they're a fabulous organisation. They're a massive organisation that employs a lot of people, makes a lot of people happy, and they were very, very honest in one element of their pitch. They said, we're not in the business of running swimming pools. But they know if they don't get the swimming pool, they can't build their corporate headquarters. So what is my message tonight? I want you to fill out that consultation form. I want you to tell your friends to. And I'd like the Adelaide City Council to take a bit of gratuitous advice from an old thing from the last century. And that is that you have to understand history to some extent. You have to understand what has happened before. All the Lord Mayors, all the councils, who have understood that their role and duty is to protect the parklands from predators. I'm not going to say they stand on the shoulders, because God, I'm too old to cope with that. But they follow in the footsteps of Lord Mayors around this room, councillors, politicians who fought to save this land for future generations. And whilst they might not understand that history, and they might not have grasped that they have effectively the sacred trust of we, the South Australian community, they hold the sacred trust to uphold that obligation to protect our parklands. And if they let us down, we will never forgive them. Because if this goes, it will be the Port Power next week, it will be a concert hall the month after, it will be another hotel, it will be, heaven forbid, the Fringe Village or whatever they want. It will be unstoppable and we will have no parklands left there. It is not cheap development land, it is a finite resource and it is